And here we are in Project Lawson, the second map in the Takedown series, the first main map. So let's begin. Boom. This is my baby. This is what I've been working on since 2010. Gosh. I don't even know where to begin talking, so I'm just gonna watch this cutscene. I'll probably talk about Alpha for a bit, and then I'll talk more about Takedown's long production cycle. Yeah, see, like, as I was saying in the introduction commentary that I just made for... Go watch it if you haven't yet. But, yeah, Harper wasn't originally supposed to be a character in the Takedown universe. Like, when I made the introduction, I literally was just making crap up with the introduction. Besides the ending, I knew the ending as soon as I was like, okay, I'm making the introduction. But everything else was just made up, including Harper and Gray. I love that little gag right there that they just look at each other. I worked hard on those animations. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, Harper. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be a main character at all, which is one of the reasons why he's not a main character, but I could say that, oh, he's more of a main character in Extermination, but he isn't. He's kind of one of the main side characters in the Extermination, at least so far as I'm writing it. I'm writing the script right now, and I've got the pre-alpha done. I'd actually call this, what you just saw right there, the pre-alpha, and everything from the logo past is alpha, and then Bravo when Bravo starts, and so on. But yeah, this is pre-alpha, and I just finished writing the pre-alpha for Extermination. Ooh. And then I get to write alpha, which is going to be a pain. Like, it's a lot of fun, alpha, because you go around, you get to mess with a ton of NPC characters, you get to make a lot of fun, you get to write really silly dialogue, but sometimes there's just too much dialogue. Like, I'm writing a brand new character right now in alpha, and this character's... Oh, it's hard to write for this character. I don't even know how to say it. His character isn't too big, but this character has a somewhat emotional impact on the ending of Extermination as a side character. But, you know, I want to make the players like this character, but I want to kind of make this character kind of mysterious as well, so it's like, wow, it's a balance. Anyway, back at the Project Lawson, I guess I kind of went off there. just a tease, I guess, for future Takedown. This scene was the last thing I worked on. You can easily tell, because this was the worst cinematic. You can see Karner and Kadar in the T-pose there for a little bit, where I could have easily made that a custom animation to fix it, because custom animations don't snap to their position. Well, I guess they do snap, but they don't take a few seconds. They are literally, if you play an animation, it will boom to that. Unless you move it away to a different location, it'll take a frame or two to get there. But say if I made Karner and Kadar custom animation there instead of a recorded animation, you wouldn't have saw them in the T-pose. But, you know, I was rough on time. If it gave me another month, I could have done more, but, you know, another month.
Through that door is the hangar. This way you'll find the armory, recreation, offices, and more. Any questions? None? Good.
So this is Nova. He's the runner of this base. One of these Lawson bases. It's implied that there are many Lawson bases, so you might see more in the future. But as of right now, this is Nova's base. Lieutenant has his own base, as we're going to talk to him. This is a spoiler commentary, so if you haven't watched or seen Takedown Project Lawson yet, would not be a good starting point.
New recruits have arrived.
if you're looking for a play as you go commentary, that's Storm and Blackbird. He did that with Project Lawson. But this is the official version. This is hey, Storm and Blackbird.
You want something?
Can we go into the hangar?
You are not permitted.
I lost my track of thought. Anyway, yeah, spoilers, and this is Rally Point Alpha, and yeah, I wanted to do way more with this, and I can definitely say I will be doing way more with this. Like, with Project Lawson, it's go to each character in each room, and that's it. And then once you cleared out each room, you know, it's over. With Extermination, I want so much dialogue in there where it's literally, I don't think everyone's going to hear every little bit of dialogue. Like, some people probably missed some dialogue from the chess players and Karen, which Karen's last line is my favorite in like in the entire Project Lawson series. I just love how the voice actress, I think Camille, is she says that. You'll hear it. I'll walk through it, so I'll trigger it. You'll hear all the dialogue through this if you haven't. See, like these people right here, they only have one dialogue variant, which is this. But, you know, I kind of want, like, a character like this. You go up to him, you talk to him, but then maybe you can talk to him again. If you want to continue a conversation, maybe you can stray your conversations into specific things. Or maybe you'll go on a walk and you'll actually move somewhere in the base, and then the player will interact with other people in that location. So I just kind of want to beef up Alpha, kind of make it more lively, more this like this is an actual place besides, hey, people are standing around.
Well, if you want, you could ask Karen.
I'd rather not.
And Karner's voice actor is, I almost said voice actress. I'm still thinking of Karen. Karner's voice actor is played by David Moore, and I casted so many people for Karner. I casted, I think, 9 or 10 people for Karner. And it's always hard when you're like, yeah, you didn't get the part. So, yeah, it was tough casting Karner. He's my main character. And, yeah, I was very lucky that David Moore came in, because I'm very happy with his voice actor. With his voice acting. And the chess players. The chess players, I casted someone, but then they never replied back. At first it was going to be me and Bullet. Bullet was going to be the silly guy. I was going to be the other guy, so it kind of be like me and Bullet couple, kind of like it's High Guy Lodix couple over there.
Have it your way. Find the pieces then. I'm not going to cover your ass because you lost them.
But then this guy auditioned. These were his audition lines.
Excuse me.
And so I was just like, wow, these are really good. And I kept the audition lines as the chess players. And he actually has another character in here, if you didn't know. The chess player is also the chess players. Both of them are played by the same guy. The chess players is played by Austin Douglas Ford, who also plays Nova.
I am Lieutenant Garner. I run another Lawson base
And
2 kilometers from here.
this is Lieutenant, played by Hairless.
Unfortunately,
He's talking about his other Lawson base.
well, each person here is put into a squad. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, etc.
He, Hairless kind of
I'm sure
improvised some of this.
everywhere.
I had to cut some of it.
He's kind of like a
Like,
really nice father.
That father line was all improvised. I did not write that. Why would I write that?
I'm sure Lawson would like to see you in his office.
And, 69 away. Such a silly character, but
I found one. You can't use your finger as a pawn.
yeah, whatever. And the chess players have 5 variants total, 6 including the cinematic. Here are 2 of the chess pieces. Here's their
I guess
line.
we could just sit here and stare at each other without any pieces to play with. You just love to hate.
I kind of wish I could have made them a bit more interactive, like change up their animations a little bit.
Recruits must be permitted by Grace and Nova before entering.
Like, I know a way to do that. Well, I don't know a way, but I'm testing a way that I can actually like change their animations around without it snapping or being noticeable. So yeah, I hope the characters are also a bit more lively in Extermination for Rally Point Alpha. And I'll say it right here, in Extermination, Rally Point Alpha, Lawson's base will be expanded, so it won't just be this small location. There's going to be quite a few other places which you should be able to visit, and hopefully I can beef up this model. So Lawson's base might look a bit different than it does right now, so I'm going to do a bungee cannon where it's just like, why does this look very different than it did in the previous version? What? That's how Bungie does it. And for a lot of the voice actors who...
What do you do here?
I'm General
I just put up a voice acting call, and pretty much all the characters, all the people that
How long have
got
you been
back
here?
to me, I got to put in. Except for in the last week. I'll talk about that in a bit. But
So you're an actual
when I put out the casting call for Project Lawson, I got a ton of people, and
The rest are
I literally just got spots I couldn't fill. So I was just like, I'll just write a new character. And the entire guy was
we have mini bases.
one of the characters that came out of it, because if you notice on the Warhog's a tad slower than it used to be, and that's because at full speed it flips over in Danger Canyon like crazy. So I slowed it down a little bit, and my excuse is bad tires.
So you've looked around?
For the most part.
Well, whenever you're ready, we can head into Lawson's office and see what he wants us to do.
I'm honestly surprised how much freedom we've been given so far. He just let us wander in.
And in my last week of production, I put out another casting call for Lawson, and I got so many people. I got like 5 auditions just for one character in the last week of production. That's almost as many people I got in the first like 4 weeks of my original casting call.
To all members, losing
So it's just like,
is against
ugh.
this base's policy.
You can shut up, Carrot.
Talking back to Karen is also against this base's policy.
Yeah, whatever.
But some of these people that I found in my last week will definitely be side characters in Extermination.
See, I knew they'd turn up. Thank you, new recruit. Maybe next time, someone won't be inclined to lose them. Like I meant to on purpose. You can't make that move. What? Of course I can. You can only move a pawn 2
Most of the chess players will return in a new fashion.
Since the original Earth version. We're playing that.
Who knows if they're still going to be playing chess or not, is the question, but they'll still be around, hopefully, if I can get Austin Ford back for this part. I'm sure I will be. He seems very interested in voice acting Takedown, and I hope I can get all my voice actors back, honestly. Like, I'm writing my script right now because I want to get all my voice actors as soon as I possibly can, so I don't lose them. Say if they suddenly start disappearing like 6 months from now, if I have their if I have all their lines by now, then thumbs up.
All complaints must be typed
It doesn't matter, does it?
New Roman and submitted into the law
If they start disappearing.
member section.
But here's Karen's last line.
It is against policy to fondle any other Lawson member's personal parts.
But yeah, that's why I'm writing the script first, and then making the gameplay. With Project Lawson, I made the gameplay first, and then I wrote the script, I did the gameplay, I edited the script,
Have you two had a look around?
and then I got my voice acting in, and I just put in placeholders. And because of that, there's quite a bit of dead space, or overlapping, not overlapping, but kind of like bad placement for lines, that's because that's where I had placeholders at.
What we know about this location, there are
Like Nova right there starts a bit early, then the camera cuts to him. That's mainly just because my bad placeover. See, this is a custom animation. This is why he doesn't snap into a T-pose.
Good.
Because I played him a custom animation there.
Nova, get these two some weapons and then
But yeah.
Project Lawson has
The problem with writing the script first and then doing the gameplay is
Bravo, Charlie.
it's really hard to make a lot of the gameplay dialogue, like in-game dialogue. Like sometimes it's just
Structure's too vulnerable.
you need things to happen that you just didn't think of in gameplay design. And I'm definitely laying out the BSPs and gameplay, how it's all going to run and work in Extermination, but there are just things where it's just like, I wonder if I did this here, and wow, this is really cool. Now I need more dialogue. And so hopefully I can get the bulk of my lines. If I ever need to go back, I can just go back and pick the characters that are still around. With a lot of the in-game dialogue, it's anyone can say it. Like, if you pick pretty much any of this in-game dialogue besides like some very specific things, I could cast it to Kadar or Karner or Lawson. It wouldn't really matter. And we are here in Bravo, and I guess I'll start talking about the 3-year production cycle. In 2009, I released Takedown, the original version, where you played as a CQB female Spartan in Danger Canyon, and you went around and you killed things. In late 29, gosh, it's 3 in the morning right now while I'm recording this, so forgive me. In late 2009, early 2010, I made Takedown version 2. Oh, I started working on Takedown version 2, and Takedown version 2 was essentially my updated version for Takedown, but in the bit of the production cycle, I was like, I kind of want to change some things around. So instead, I gave you an ODST partner, and then I restarted the map again, and that ODST partner evolved into the Spartan partner, Kadar. And then I restarted the map again, and quite honestly, I have no idea how I came up with Lawson. I really have no clue how Lawson came to be. Like, I can remember how Kadar came to be, I can remember how Karner came to be. I cannot remember how I came with Lawson. I don't know how Lawson's story came to be at all. Like,
Bravo, Charlie, are you still there?
We're getting
with
overrun.
Takedown version 2, it was going to story was going to be so much different.
I was in the structure.
The only reason why I didn't continue Takedown with the original test map 2009 was because the next sequel I needed be custom BSP. I couldn't do custom BSP. So it's just like, I'll just redo my current map. And that came up with Takedown version 2. And in 2010, at C3, I revealed Takedown version 2. And now I'm doing gameplay. now it's harder. I'm not just watching cutscenes anymore. There's a lot of cutscenes in the beginning. True, you can skip a lot in alpha though. But yeah, and so then in 2011 at C3, I revealed even more of Takedown Project Lawson. It was 2011. 2011 was the year I renamed it to Takedown Project Lawson, and that's because by that time I realized this is so much different than my original test map 2009 Takedown, and so I was just like, this isn't Takedown anymore. This is a completely new thing. So instead, I like the name Takedown, so I renamed my Takedown in 2009, Test Map 2009. That's what I call it on my website, at least, Test Map 2009. And this is now Takedown, Project Lawson. And then in 2012, I continued working on Takedown Project Lawson as is, and I was going to release it about a month or two right after C3 2012,
Damn it! Look out!
but I was just working on it, and I just felt that this does not lead up to expectations. This map has been in work for two and a half years since the 2012, and I was just like, this will not make people happy. This will just upset people at my map, and I need to do something. The story was confusing. It didn't have Rally Point Alpha in it, so you literally just got thrown into the middle of the story where it's like, oh, yeah, you're a UNSC Spartan and you infiltrated this rogue Spartan's Lawson and he put you on a mission. Here's the mission. It's just like, what? And so with Alpha, I can kind of ease into that. Like, here is you at first infiltrating Lawson's organization. You know, kind of works you into Lawson's mission.
My squads are getting destroyed. Even so, they may come in handy for supplies.
That health pack. The health pack is released on Halo maps, and if you look in the description, Barin put the description as, I was going to release this with Takedown version 2, but since it hasn't been released yet, 8 months later, I'll just release it now, and that was in 2010. Like, that's hilarious. Go look up the health pack on Halo maps and read the description. It's hilarious. I want to talk about this cutscene before I talk about Takedown after 2012. This cutscene was a
What about the two other
difficult
entrances?
one to write because I didn't know how much to say.
Bravo, Charlie.
Like, originally I wasn't going to reveal what Operation Takedown was in Project Lawson,
Takedown.
but
Operation Takedown.
I kept looking at the story of extermination and
Introduction,
how much
Project
I
Lawson,
actually
and
revealed in
extermination.
Project Lawson, and
We discovered hints of a forerunner
without
weapon.
this,
My
I
organization
don't
found
really
a
reveal too many things.
introduction that
I
confirmed
kind of just
suspicion.
leave you with a ton of questions.
There's a panel inside this structure. It should give us the
Like,
weapons exactly.
Patriarch is another question, and then I would have left you
Like
with
a GPS.
Takedown,
Exactly.
the question
The
of Project
introduction
Lawson,
discovered the weapon. Project Lawson is finding
and
its
before I
location.
restarted the map,
Extermination is
there
getting
was no
close.
Rally Point Alpha, so I would have left you with a huge, confusing
How
opening,
hard could
too.
extermination be?
So it was just
I
like,
mean, once we
what
know
is
the location,
going
we can
on?
just go get it.
And so I decided to put this scene in
He's been looking for
for
this weapon,
Lawson
too.
to explain
You two.
what Operation Takedown was. And yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I'm going to tell my
Get inside the structure,
new
contact
recruits
me.
exactly all this information. They just came over from the UNSC. Here's this ton of information, but there was honestly no better way to put it in. If I was going to put it in
Red shield, and then you can drive it.
extermination, it was probably just going to be kind of like a sneaky thing where you just kind of heard it by ear. But I couldn't do that at the very beginning of Project Lawson because, you know, Lawson hasn't even mentioned Project Lawson yet. So it's just like, I can't just tell you what, you know, Takedown is before you even have heard of any of the stages. So that's why I decided to put that scene in there to explain what Takedown is and to explain the 3 stages, the introduction, Project Lawson, and extermination. I didn't even know those 3 stages existed until about after the introduction. Like, I think mid the introduction production was when I came up with those 3 stages. So you can really tell how much I'm just kind of like hacking at the story. Just like, I have no idea. But I do know where extermination is going, so hopefully I'm not just going along with it anymore. I actually know a majority where a lot of this is going. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna end it exactly, but I have ideas. It's just which idea is the best one, which idea will be the easiest one to make. So it's just trying to find the right balance right now, but I know the first half of Extermination in my mind exactly how it's gonna work out. Maybe not all the gameplay exactly. Like I still have to work some of that out. But I know the locations, I know what it's gonna look like, I know a good amount of the dialogue's gonna be like in my head. I know the characters that are gonna be present. So it's just yeah. And so back to Takedown's long production cycle. Oh, hold on, I need water. My voice is dying. I'll just park this for Og. Right here. I'll park it right here. So after C3 2012, I was really disappointed with how Takedown was turning out. I knew this would... I wasn't happy with it. I don't think people would have been happy with it. So by near the end of 2012, I decided my scripts are too complicated to work with. It was literally just one long script. There was like no breaks or anything in it. It was ridiculous. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna restart this project. And yeah, so I did it. It was not an easy decision to restart the project in late 2012, but I did it. And I thought, no, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. I'll just reuse some assets I need, but for the most part, I'll redo a lot of it in terms of scripting and encounter work, just so I can be more happy with it. And then I rewrote the script one final time.
Here's the last entrance.
And so, yeah, I rewrote the script one final time. And yeah, I did that. And then I started work. Really? Oh yeah, and then I looked at Hi Guy's BSP tutorial, and I was just like, I wonder what I can do with Danger Canyon. And so, no planning, no nothing. I literally just took a chunk of Danger Canyon. I hit delete, and then I followed Hi Guy's tutorial on how to make a BSP. And this is my very first BSP ever. Takedown, Project Lawson. I'm not joking. This is my first BSP ever. I did no test BSP before this.
Corner.
This is really my first thing I've ever modeled, was the extended bit of Danger Canyon. And Lawson's base
Alright, keep searching.
is mostly modeled by Killer, but I took a lot of it and I just copied and pasted it. So there were some things that I did, but a lot of what I did with Lawson's base was just copying and pasting. Copy, paste, attach. Looks good. That's how I made Lawson's base. But yeah, I had no plans or anything. I just threw something up. Like, there's supposed to be a complete different cave. There's supposed to be 2 caves that fill up that complete long part of Danger Canyon, that extended long part, not just under the tunnel right there. Like, there was supposed to be no cave there, but there's still supposed to be a cave. But it wasn't working out where I wanted the cave to be.
Go. Push it.
I'm going.
And so I moved the cave around here.
I'm trying.
And there's supposed to be like a roof in the hole of the cave. A roof in the hole.
All of this for some
It's
4
now 3:20 a.m.
Sure hope it's worth it.
There was supposed to be a hole in the roof of the cave, which would allow some pretty sweet lighting in the cave. But I had to cut that because you could see the BSP. That was before I portaled
Watch out.
this though, so maybe you wouldn't have. Maybe you would have. I don't know. See, there's supposed to be a cave entrance here, and then it would lead you all the way back there. And
Lawson, come in.
yeah, that didn't work out as much. Like all this BSP, I did not plan at all. Like if I was to go back and do this BSP, I would do it completely different. Because it's just one long straight path, and you don't understand how hard it is to put encounters in a one long straight path. Because you have to spawn encounters without people seeing it. It's just like, ugh. So yeah, I should have definitely done more with the custom BSP than what I did, but no, it was my first time doing custom BSP. No, I'll learn. There used to be an invisible wall here in the older version, but when I restarted it, I was like, I can come up with an excuse on why there should be an invisible wall there. And so, boom, there's a crash dropship. My excuse for everything. There were a few other invisible walls, but I cut them out. I'll show you.
Lawson.
They're actually during the Patriarch chase, where
It is, but there's a lot of those enemies around.
cut a few invisible walls. Like right there behind Karn and Kadar, there was going to be an invisible wall right there, so when you're chasing Patriarch, you could only turn left, you couldn't turn right. But I figured, why? That's horrible. Come on. If I want to have an invisible wall, I need to at least have an excuse. And so I made one with the dropships, but I couldn't figure out an excuse for right there, so I just removed the invisible wall. And I had to redo the cutscene a bit, but well, I was redoing the cutscene anyway because I restarted the map, so I just figured, if I'm redoing this cutscene anyway, I might as well add variables to this cutscene, which I'll show you. And if you kill all the Covenant right here, like I got a lot of people confused on why this part right here exists. If you kill the Covenant here, you won't see any, well, not all of the Covenant. If you kill the majority of the Covenant right here, you won't see them later in the map. After you drop from the dropship, the Covenant dropships, after you climb over them,
Lawson,
there might
where
be
are you
Covenant
going?
in that area if you didn't kill all the Covenant with the sniper, but if you kill the Covenant with the sniper, then there won't be Covenant there. Which hopefully there shouldn't be Covenant there because I killed all of them that I could see.
There's the panel.
Lawson is voiced by Brian Newman, and I really like his voice acting right here. I don't know why.
Guess we'll just have to go back around.
I don't know. It was very hard adjusting to Brian Newman as Lawson because my placeholder had Lawson as a high pitched, and then Brian Newman comes in and he has a deep voice. People really like Brian Newman as Lawson. Like,
Hunters, watch out!
Lawson's doing very, very good on the polls. Let's just say that. So I'm very happy with my voice actors that I found, and my voice actress. Can't forget her. Slow Bullet actually found my voice actress. How about that? Take this. I guess I'll talk about Karen for a bit. Yeah, Karen's an AI, but she runs the Lawson base, which is why she isn't on the mission, because she's running multiple Lawson bases at once.
Incoming enemies, stay at the base. We'll take them out with the sniper.
So I kind of figure if Lawson's going to take Karen onto a mission, he has to disconnect her from the entire Lawson bases. So I kind of, that might, jeopardize some of his, organization and structure. Because I'd imagine Karen does quite a bit throughout the bases throughout Lawson's organization. So that's my excuse on why Karen doesn't come onto the missions. Like, she's an AI, she can multitask, but computers can only do so much. That's my excuse. Don't know if it's a viable excuse, but that's what I'm going with. At least for now. If I come up with a better... I actually didn't explain that in Project Lawson, so if I come up with a better excuse by extermination, then I'll explain it. But that's my current excuse on extermination, why she doesn't come in on missions.
Alright, let's move on.
Now these carbine jackals up here reminds me of people want more in the tag set, and that's, I did run out of, I didn't even run out of tag space, it was something else. It was Vertex something, I don't remember, you can only have 32 megabytes in your map, and I had like 31 something. So I had to cut some things. So that's why they're carbine up there instead of beam rifle, and that's why they're so smaller in this map. This map is even too big for open sauce. You know, I really don't know what to talk about because my mind has moved on from Project Lawson. I'm now moving forward.
Okay, let's climb over it.
I stole that animation from M16 Assault. That was in C3 2012. Hey, look, no Covenant. Ah! Stay down. Oh, I'm out of ammo.
Hold up.
This cutscene, it's so iconic. This is one of the first cutscenes like I've ever had in Project Lawson. It changed around a little bit.
Hit it with
I mean, literally just that 10-second cutscene. This next cutscene that comes up where Nova hits the Enforcer, that was added in 2012 merely just
strong.
because I wanted something that looked cool. No particular reason. It extended the gameplay a little bit.
Incoming. Let's see how it likes this.
But yeah, this was merely because why not?
Weapons dropped.
I guess you could say, oh, but then how would you get the rocket launcher? And how I did that before I had Nova come in was, look, there's a dead body on the ground. Look, it has a rocket launcher. That's how I solved my problem of rockets spawning in random places.
Cleared. Let's move up.
But I changed that. And extermination, if you have open source, I definitely plan on using OS to allow equipment to replace your flashlight. So essentially, instead of holding a health pack like this, you would get an equipment, and so you'd have a little icon or something that would appear as an equipment, and it would be a health pack. So instead of having to hold your health pack, whenever you want to use your health pack, if you have a health pack handy, you would just click Q instead of having to, have this annoying health pack in your inventory. And the reason why I have it because what's my excuse for having health packs placed around? I can't always send out a Lawson troops ahead. So sometimes it's just like, how did a health pack get here? And there was no one here before. So yeah, sometimes it's just kind of have to think of different ways around that, I guess. And this was my way. Even though there is an excuse for why there's health packs and stuff around it, and oh crap. Even though there is an excuse why there's health packs and stuff around Project Lawson, I can't always do that, so that's why I have the holdable health pack. How is this ghost not dead yet? I'm too afraid. It's gonna blow up on me. Did I just kill a jackal by doing that? Up. For the Warthog run, I used the flood carrier forms as essentially bombs which can explode for the flood. So if you ever go back and play the Warthog run again, try hitting the flood carriers. They're placed pretty well to where you can hit one and it'll just explode like 5 flood combat forms. So yeah, helpful hit. I swear I do not lag this much if I'm not recording. Plop. So I guess I'll talk about a bit about the upcoming cutscene with Lawson being... Oh no. Okay. About Lawson doing a backflip. Yeah, that's a mocap file I found online, and originally before I restarted, what was gonna happen was Lawson, you're gonna spy on Lawson, you're gonna sneak up, and then you're gonna see Lawson, and it was actually gonna cut the corner. He would hear the sound, and then it would cut to Lawson on the ground, so you wouldn't even see Lawson getting hit. And then I revised it to Lawson getting hit, where you could actually see it. And then I revised it to the current cinematic where Lawson's actually battling, which is way more epic. And oh, God dang it. I really want this ghost because it really helps out. I didn't even know this ghost had a boost to it. Someone told me the ghost had a boost to it, that the boost is horrible. I was like, what? And then, oops, the ghost has a boost to it. It's absolutely horrible, and no one should ever hit the boost button. But I did not intend this ghost to have a boost. So I'm sorry for anyone who thought it was supposed to be there. It wasn't. A lot of people ask me about vehicle boarding, and while I don't have vehicle boarding since I'm using OS, it's just like I like how that's everyone's default like OS thing. It's just like, oh, you have OS, you can do vehicle boarding. Technically, yeah, I guess, but you know, I still have to set it up and everything. Oh yeah, I don't even know this project. I was trying my hardest not to make this project open source. And then it's like, you know, I had to make this open source. And so I made it open source, and then I was just like, when I was making the map versions, it was either split this into about 3 or 4 map files, or cut my Halo 3 dialogue out. So it's just like, dang it. I really like my Halo 3 dialogue, but if you play the map versions, unfortunately, you don't get my Halo 3 dialogue. I hear it growing somewhere. There he is.
They're behind us. Watch out.
I wonder how many people actually got the ghost. Like, I know a few people did, but is it like common that people get the ghost? Because like for pretty much the last 2 ghosts in the map are the only ghosts you can actually get. The rest of the ghosts I either block off and I don't let the player get in them, and you might not notice that, but yeah, I do. You can't get in them.
Back at the structure.
And my excuse for that was, hey, they blow up. If the elite's not in it anymore, say it flips over, the elite's not in it anymore, hey, the ghost blows up. How about that? So it's just like my convenient excuse on why the player can get it. And say, you know, if the player hops in it before it blows up, the player can't hop in it. I restrict the player from getting in it at all. So no worries about that. Just no worries about the player blowing up. But yeah, so here comes up Patriarchus, which this rally point pissed a lot of people off.
Nice work.
I
You two stay here.
didn't expect people to play it how they played it.
Here.
Like, it was supposed to be hard,
Shortly.
but it's not supposed to be as hard as everyone is making it to be. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I totally understand after seeing gameplay footage of how people are playing this. But they're playing it wrong. I guess is the way to say it. You'll see how I do it. It's everyone tries to kill Patriarchus, and that's not what you're supposed to do. As strange as that sounds. So when the Sentinels come in, you're supposed to kill the Sentinels, and then from the Sentinels you get the Sentinel beam, and the Sentinel beam is really handy at taking out shields, and then you can use the Sentinel beam on Patriarchus to take out his shields in like 1 or 2 hits with the Sentinel beam, and then once his shields are down, if all the Sentinels are dead, the game will snap to the chase. And so Patriarchus doesn't have to die at all to trigger that cutscene. His shields just need to be down. As long as all the Sentinels are dead and his shields are down, the game will move on. What I should have done is, as soon as the shields are down, even if the Sentinels are still there, the game moves on. But I didn't think people would do that. Quite honestly,
I'll find it before
Patriarch
Patriarchus.
dying, like I made his health and shield so ridiculously strong because I didn't think anyone would take him down. That was not the purpose. So that's why he's so hard to take down, because I made him really hard to take down because I didn't think people would take him down. What I should have done in retrospect, like I said, was whenever his shields are down, even though sentinels are there or not. So if his shields are down, just take out the sentinels. The game will move on. You don't have to actually kill him. But yeah, like I understand he's ridiculously hard to begin with, even if that isn't the objective. Like even if you can just headshot him, but still. Oh, just try not to die. I die here all the time, so I know it's hard. It's just I didn't think it was gonna be as hard as it turned out to be. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I didn't even consider Patriarch dying as an option for a bit. So if you killed Patriarchus, it is the cinematic when it actually trigger. Like if you killed him, that would just be it. The cinematic wouldn't trigger at all. And there you go. See, I took out his shield last second. I didn't die. I didn't die. The creator of this map did not die with the brute chase.
Got him.
He needs some help though. Okay. Just go in there. Oh yeah, here's the invisible wall that I was talking about earlier. I removed it. When I started the project, I removed it. But yeah, when Patriarchus would die, the game wouldn't move on. I was like, after thinking about it for a while, I was just like, some people are going to actually try to kill him. Well, for those few unlucky people who actually try to do that, I'll trigger it. I'll trigger the cutscene either if, his shields are down or if he dies.
It's supposed to be with
And wow, did that save me from a load of bugs. Because imagine if I didn't put that in, how the amount of people who would have killed Patriarchus and wouldn't have gotten the cinematic trigger. Oh, it would have been horrible. I would have had to put out a new map just for that bug. But yeah, that's the easy way of defeating Patriarchus, so you don't have to put up with him anymore. I'm sorry for the hard ending. I didn't think it was gonna be as hard as it turned out to be. I didn't like this ending, to be quite honest. Like, it just doesn't end with a high note. It ends with the boss battle, which is great, but from here it doesn't really end with anything. Like, Lawson gets the information he needs, but there's no real cliffhanger, I kind of like the more cliffhanging endings when there's going to be a sequel. Like, the introduction ending, it ends with Gray dying, and boom, that's it. It's over. No answers.
being knocked out by a brute.
But
is
here,
typically what we call
it
under control.
doesn't wrap up that smoothly, but
Lawson, only Kadar is here.
there's
Have you seen
things
the new
left to be answered.
Yeah, he's with me. Meet us in the south.
But I don't know.
As you say.
I don't like this ending.
We'll We'll discuss this.
I don't know how I would rewrite it. To this day, I don't know how I would have changed it. But yeah, I don't like how it ends.
Nova, take us back to
Because just like, the boss just got away. Okay. Lawson has his information. I guess we can go start extermination and go find the weapon. The Forerunner weapon. So yeah, extermination. Lawson found the information from the panel that he needs, and you're going to be off and you're going to look for the Forerunner weapon. Now that you know its location, it should be as simple as go there, go to the location, fight some Covenant, grab the weapon, and be over with, I guess. Right? Right? We'll see about that. And yeah, for those of you who enjoyed Takedown, thank you. For those of you who didn't, you all suck. No, I'm kidding. I know I'm aware that the gameplay could have been a lot better. I voted in my own polls, so yeah, I guess they're a bit biased by one vote, but you know, I voted in the least favorite things too. So I'm aware of like what works and what doesn't work. And I'm definitely reading all the feedback that people are writing to me from my website, takedown.co.nr, from the feedback website. So I'm reading everything that people are posting in that, and then I'm looking at the polls. And I'm taking the polls into consideration for the sequel. Like, you know, do I need to improve my tag set right now? Looking at, yeah, I kind of do. You know, I'm also looking at the favorites and least favorites for the characters. You know, which characters should I maybe push to the sidelines more? But, you know, when they're there, they really shine, you know? So people like them better, you know? Well, that's my goal at least. So we'll see. But I'm so far with the polls, I've changed some things around with extermination thanks to the polls. And that's Takedown Project Lawson. So I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary. Hope I wasn't too annoying. But yeah, go play Takedown. Enjoy. Love it. If not, hate it.